Click, click. Hello everyone and welcome to BHG Studios. This is my first look at this really unique camera bag by a company called BevisGear, and it's called the Top Shelf. This camera bag was on Kickstarter. Now, I am always wary about kind of crowdfunded Kickstarter type products, but this one kind of caught my eye because, first of all, Matt Bevis, the founder of the company, along with his sister Nicole, they designed this bag. It's been a 10-year journey for them. Now, they're looking for, I think, 750,000 Canadian to raise to bring this camera to production, and they were able to raise in Canadian over $1.2 million Canadian. I think it just hit over $1 million US.
I think we're up over like 1.4 now,
and it is going to be on market very soon. I was talking to Matt just last week, and he says that it's in full production and should be shipping out very soon. And so I met up with Matt. I did a little Instagram stories with him, and he let me borrow this. This is a prototype one. My buddy Nima of the Glass Eye.
Welcome back to the Glass Eye.
He also has, I think, has prototype 2, and he actually got a chance to meet Matt and talk to him. So go check out his video as well. I'll put the link down below as well as at the end of the video, so you can actually see this bag in action. In my video here, I'm going to actually just kind of do a overhead view of this bag. Now, I'm going to show you my main bag that I've been using. Now, this is the Lowepro BP350, I don't know the exact name, ProTactic BP350 AW Mark II, and this is a great bag. I traveled the world with it. I like all the MOLLE strapping. It's rugged. There is a 450 version, which I found was a little bit too big, but I do like this rear opening here. There is side access, but I typically zap strap. As you can see, I zap strap the side access because I don't want people accessing it. It has a rain guard here. I like being able to access everything and sort of this flat lay down, but there were some issues. One of them being when you're out in the field and you need access to gear, and since I zap strap the sides, is you have to put the bag on the floor. And the unique thing about the Top Shelf camera bag is that Matt designed it so that you can sling the bag to the front and you can actually access your gear while you're still holding it up. But I'm going to just put this bag down here. Here we go. So back with the BevisGear bag. And so similar to the Lowepro bag, this here has a back access. So you can access all your gear from the back. But again, because of the strap system, which I can't show you for this overhead view, that you can access this while the bag is still on. You don't have to put it on the ground. And so I think that is sort of the most interesting thing about this bag. So let's just zip this back up. We're gonna go through this bag in detail so you can see all the little features of this bag. And again, as I mentioned, this is a prototype 1. There is a prototype 2 with some small changes, and then there's a final production copy, which I will get eventually, but I'm gonna mention sort of the things that will change, and there's gonna be maybe other small things change, but overall the design is gonna be the same. So let's start going through the features now. So this bag is a decent size. It's not too big, it's not too small. So it looks like it's just under 19 inches this way, and it's going to be just under 12 inches this way. In terms of thickness, it looks like it's around 6 inches. Of course, if you fill this out, you know, things can stick out a little bit, but that's basically the overall dimensions of this bag here. And here you can see you got a little hand strap here, and it says BevisGear on this side, and on this side here is where right there it says the Top Shelf, 22 liter right there, and the Premier Edition. So I'm not sure if that means there's going to be more than one version, but this is the version that I have, the Top Shelf 22 liter. And actually, I think it would be kind of cool if you did make a larger version as well as a smaller version, maybe in the future. So let's start off with the front view right here. You have two front zippers here, and it's not expandable, so obviously you'll be putting flush things in here, right? So I didn't put anything down here. Up here, basically, I put just like masks so I can quickly access it here. You can see the handle on the top goes this way instead of across this way. And Matt had said it's because there are metal frames in here, and these are the two strongest points that he can attach this top strap. So you got the top and you got the side here. Anything on the bottom? Nope, nothing on the bottom. Well, sort of. There's a little thing on the bottom here, but this design is more for using it as a sling bag, but we're gonna go into that just a little bit later. But you can see right here, in behind here, is a zipper, which kind of has to go around this top handle here. If you open up the zipper here, there is a little strap that goes across this way, and this is for a tripod. And so if you go to the bottom here, and so here is another strap. So you can put something across this way, but as well, he did build this little holder here so you can put a tripod. So tripod straight down. So again, another reason why you can't really pack out the front too much. The way he designed it is he wants everything as flush as possible. So that's hidden inside here. And I did ask Matt, why didn't he put the rain guard down on the bottom here instead of it being inside the bag, which I'll show you a little bit later. And he said it's because if you put the rain guard down here, you wouldn't be able to stand this bag up because it would kind of bunch up in the bottom. So that makes sense. My low pro bag, it doesn't really stand. This bag definitely does stand on its own. And so on this side here is straight. I asked him again, why didn't you put a little water bottle holder or anything like that on this side? And again, it's because of the top shelf system. When you sling it around and you're opening it up, you don't want anything on this side. This is a side that basically rubs up against your body this way when you open it up. And on this side here, you can see this is a side open, but this version, notice how this Velcro attaches to the side here. Now in Prototype 2, this is all closed off, so I think you can also even remove that thing. So if you do want to keep it this way, the way I would probably use it is since there are double zippers here, again, just like my Low Pro, I'm probably going to just zap strap this. I don't want side access because I can't, the way my arms work, maybe they're not long enough, I can't access the side with it on my back anyway, so I'd rather not have this accessible. And then on the side here, if you open this up, you can see I have different stuff in here. You have sort of like the main outer pocket here, and it goes this deep, right? Just about, maybe 4 or 5 inches. And then you got another little zipper here. You can put your wallet or your cell phone or something like that. I just put like a little filter in here. And then finally you have this zipper here, and it will hold, I think he said up to a 16-inch laptop. This is a 13-inch MacBook Air M1, so that'll fit on the front. Typically, I do like this sort of on the back side, just like on the Low Pro. But again, because of the design of the top shelf system with the locking mechanism, there's no way that this can fit on the back. But it is kind of a hidden pocket, as you can see. You have this one zipper, and then you have this second zipper. And because you have 2 of these zippers, you can't put some kind of a locking mechanism, so it's not that easy to access. And from the outside, you can't really tell there is a laptop sleeve in here. So that's sort of the front half of this. And so let's look at the straps here. The straps are quite wide. I asked Matt why he didn't put a sternum strap, but again, the key to this bag is that it becomes a sling like this. You can flip it around and open it and use it as a top shelf. So he said, the sternum strap would just get in the way. And he did make a good point. He said maybe if the bag was like a 32 liter or, like this is a 22 liter bag, if you went bigger, he said maybe a sternum strap and maybe even a waist strap might be important. But for 22 liters, he doesn't feel that it's necessary. And I think he's right. I did try this and it's reasonably stable, and I did pack this out quite a bit. And so let's move this over here. Actually, just before we do that, you can, as I was mentioning here before, when you do use this as a backpack, it works fine. You can see here that this one side here is kind of locked in its place, but this side here moves all the way across, all right? And the reason why you do that is when you put it in sling mode, you do wrap this around the front like this. Okay, so now this stays this way. Now this one here, it goes sideways. You can see how it moves, and that's the key to this going from a backpack to a sling. So I thought that was pretty ingenious. And even if you don't always use it as a sling, that's kind of the mode. You have to have this when you do use this as a top shelf. And this button here is pretty cool. Now, first of all, there is a zipper, and I did ask him why he didn't make it a 2 zipper system, and he said that with 2 zippers it puts too much bulk here, and when this slides over it kind of gets in the way. And then I asked him, well, if you had 2 zipper, you can just kind of maybe put it up top, or maybe 2 zippers here, so that way you can open it up either way. But the point for Matt is that he does want you to open up this way here so you can access your gear easier. So let's look at this locking mechanism here. So you can see right here is this this push button lock, and it goes inside this side here, and so you can hear it. Let's just lock it. There you go. Press it, unlock. And according to Matt, he says he doesn't even use a zipper. He just basically, especially when he's in the field, as long as there's nothing that can slip out the sides here, he basically, you know, he said you can put all the weight you want. And in his Kickstarter video, you can see how you can just pretty much hold this like this and it won't open up. But, you know, for peace of mind, you can just fully zip it up. And if you don't trust that button, well, then don't use it. Always zip it up and it's still going to be nice and sturdy. But you do have another pull section here, right? So you got this bottom here you can pull out, the top here, you have the side strap, and you have this strap here. So pretty much almost in every direction except this side, which is the side that's going to be up against your body when you're using it as a top shelf. And as a top shelf, you know, in this Kickstarter, it shows you with a laptop up here, or you can even put your camera here. You actually put your camera like this, and you actually use it like a tabletop and use it to basically do panning and stuff like that. So if you want to do it, I tried it. It actually does work pretty good. And so this is kind of the key to this bag. And this is sort of a patent that he has. And here we go. This is very sturdy. And this is the inside here. I said it would be nice for more of these little dividers, and he said that there is going to be more. This is, so again, this is prototype 1, and he said in the final production there's going to be more. I don't know how much more. You're going to have to go to his website. And so this is my setup here. And so as I mentioned before, this is the rain guard that you put on the bag if you want to keep it out of the rain, but as well as sort of protect your gear. You can use this here. And you can see basically this main compartment here, I have the XT4 with the 18-1.4, but again, if you have a bigger lens, you basically can just move this out of the way here, right? And you could put bigger lenses. I think with Matt, he had the 5D Mark II, and I think an 80-200 or 70-210 down the middle here. But as well, I also have a GFX 50S. Now, I couldn't fit it with the little external EVF, but I could fit it in here. So you can see here I have the XT4, 18-1.4, 16-1.4, the, what is this here? This is a 16-80, and I have a 50 mil f 3.5 pancake, and then I have a Ricoh GR3, and it's kind of loose in here. So actually, if I had another divider here, I could probably put another lens or something in here. And then here, I just have kind of like loose stuff here. And I have a little film point and shoot, another Ricoh GR1 film point and shoot all in here. So in terms of volume inside, there is more room in here than the BP350. So here again, you can sort of see the opening here is going to be 15 inches by about 9.5 inches. And then it kind of goes in like another 1.5 inches in through here. So, you know, for 22 liter, you can fit quite a bit of stuff. Now, you guys know I'm kind of a DOP kit kind of guy, and this isn't designed to hold a DOP kit, but you can kind of move stuff around a little bit. I can put the camera here. Here's my DOP kit. And I could just kind of shove it in here like this, right? So I can make it work. Unlike other bags, maybe there's a way to open it from the top or something like that, or from the side. So if you do like to use side access, which is on this side here, you can access stuff over here from this way. But again, for me, I don't like doing that. So you can do it this way here. Again, you lock it shut, and it is nice and strong. It won't open up on its own. Another question people might have is the depth, right? Like how tall of a camera can you put in here? So Matt did have his EOS 5 Canon 5D Mark II in here. So it looks like just to the top of this divider here, it goes just under 5 inches. Let's just go right to this top part here. So it goes to about 5 inches, in depth. So you have to kind of measure the height of your gear. Again, the GFX 50S with the EVF doesn't fully fit. Actually, you know what? It kind of does. Let me just try this here. There you go. So it actually does fit. I guess it just has to do with the way that this is designed. You can see here that this grip here sticks out further than the camera. So here, let's just move some things around. So you're gonna have to just play with it. So here, if I do it like this, you can see now the GFX does fit, but then not without a lens. But if I want a lens on here, then I would just move this around. So you have to play around. You guys know how these divider things work, right? It's kind of a generic shape, and it depends on your camera gear. But if I did want to make this work here, I could make this work. I just have to move some things around. But this is not the main camera that I typically shoot with. It does fit up here. Put it like this, and put it like this, like that. And one little trick I do like to do is I do grab extra dividers from other bags, and sometimes if you do have loose things in here, so like I have straps and I have like a little LumaCube light in here, and you think that maybe it might sort of fall out, is you can put another little divider up like this and it becomes like a little door in here, right? So you can just access stuff like that. So you can modify this bag. And one question people was worried about is if this will hit anything, and he has two real you can see here, two real big dividers, so I don't see anything hitting it. It sticks out. The bolt is below this line here, and so I don't see anything hitting it. I wouldn't hesitate putting a lens. So let's just grab this here and put this lens here like that. It's quite protected, right? But if you are worried, meaning if you may take this in and out and you're worried you'll hit this pin, well then just put other stuff like I did here that really isn't that fragile here, but it's very well protected. I wouldn't worry about this at all. And again, if you don't trust this, which, you know, it's on there nice and tight, you just have to zip it all up like this and you'll have no problems like that. And here you go, press this button and there you go. And so this is it. This is my entire kit. Easily fits inside, including my DOP kit right here. But if I didn't have a DOP kit, I would just shove all my stuff loosely in here and then create a cover like this to put stuff in. But I've been using this for the past couple of weeks and it's pretty much replaced my low pro bag. And so I am pretty excited to see the final production copy of this. Now again, if you want to see this in action, in the field, you want to see Matt talking about it, go to Nima's YouTube channel, The Glass Eye.
Maybe we'll have a duel.
I'll put the link in this video so you can go check it out. And again, I think this is pretty genius, this bottom section here. Oh, and one more thing here is how the strap system here works. You'll see it more clearly on Nima's video, but this is kind of how you should make this longer or shorter. And maybe in the future, there may be a way, I'm gonna talk to Matt about how you can sort of lock where you want this to be tight up as a backpack, and then as you expand it, have it quick expand, because you can see here, you can see on this side here, he does have a quick lock for this to lock into place, so you can immediately put it here in sling mode, right? You can lock that side here, but you don't have that same locking mechanism on this side. And so maybe I didn't ask Matt, but you can see how long this extra strap is. It fits Matt, and Matt's 6'2", and I'm 5'5", and I can make this fit, but obviously there's less slack for someone like him, and there's way more extra strap for someone like me. So it would be nice if there was a way that I can lock the sling side, right? So when it's sling, it needs to be longer, and when it's a backpack, it needs to be shorter. If there was a way that I can lock it into place as a backpack that'll match both sides, and then when I want it as a sling, I just kind of quickly open. The way it is now, I have to kind of manually adjust the length. Maybe in version 2 of this bag, he can do it, and maybe he can't. And so I can't do it as fast as Matt does, but you know, Matt's been working with this bag for 10 years. As long as while I'm in the field, I can open this up and use this as a top shelf to quickly access my gear without having to put this on the ground. And I think I'm going to enjoy using this. It's nice to be able to access, and as well as to see all your gear open like this, and then as you change lenses and as you change and add gear. So again, this is the top shelf 22-liter backpack and sling camera bag from BevisGear. Go check out Nima's video with Matt as they go over this bag, and then once I get a production copy and share with you how I use it in the field, and you know, as we start traveling, you'll actually see me using this. This is going to fit inside. This is a standard carry-on size, so don't worry about it. You can carry this onto a plane, and I can't wait to be using this. We will talk to you soon, and happy shooting.